Hey, it's Larissa, Life with Larissa. The high road is closed, Larissa. But I'm here to talk about the Oscars. I meant to post last night, but I had a little party and I had more than a little bit of wine and champagne. So I didn't want to do some kind of drunken rambling post. Instead, it's going to be a sober rambling post. But everything I wanted to say last night still rings true today, which is that anybody thinks that we as women have achieved anything close to gender parity in cinema is just in some kind of epic denial. Once again, last night it was very clear like how men are celebrated and women, if they are nominated or win anything, are like, see, we've achieved parity. We have not. And this is not about whether or not the movies that won were good or not. I'm not here to tear anybody down. Rarely what I like doesn't win, but I know how hard it is to make anything. So, and I'm here to celebrate things getting made and for things getting an audience. But also, you see the movies out there that are written and directed by men that are overwhelmingly about men, about the Vatican, about a men's prison, about sports teams, about events in history where men dominated. And it's not like, okay, you're making this movie about men, so behind the scenes or below the line, we're going to have department heads who are women. Not really. No. I mean, look at all of the winners last night. Look at the department heads for the camera department, for cinematography, for editing, for production design, for all of those things. The producers. Do you know how many movies were written and directed by men versus how many movies were written and directed by women last year? The statistics are there. You can go to the, Gina Davis Center for Gender Studies or Media Studies, and we have all that practical data. It's there. And I did like Sean Baker's Best Picture acceptance speech about how more people need to go to the cinema. I agree with that. But, I mean, I go to the movies, so I know he wasn't talking to me. I actually leave my house and go to the theater because I love the cinema experience. But I'm also very spoiled in LA. I get invited to a lot of things, and I don't have to sit through 20 minutes of previews and commercials and people on their phone or eating because, it allows, food in the CAA screening room. And if I'm doing something for a film independent, it's like it's usually at a regular cinema, but it's not open to the public. So again, I know I'm spoiled. I'm really spoiled about that. But I do love movies, and I am trying to get stuff made. And it's frustrating to me that men are always so celebrated and so elevated. And women are just, we have to be grateful for every little thing that we get. Well, I'm not grateful for nothing. I'm not. Again, it's not a sum zero game. Can we have movies made by men and women? I love Sing Sing. I love Coleman Domingo. I love September 5th. I think all those movies were great. But, I mean, Sing Sing didn't have any women in it. Again, set in a prison, about the power of arts to heal. Still love that movie. But the one person who was a producer on it, I mean, man, she made the award circuit rounds. I mean, I saw her a lot because she was kind of the only woman associated with the movie. Same thing with September 5th. Love the movie. They had one female character in it. Again, I know it's based on a true story about the 1972 Munich Olympics and how ABC Sports, covered that tragedy, that terrorist attack. But it's not like I watched anything about sports now and like, oh my God, there's so many women behind the scenes working in that field. Like, very few. In fact, I wrote a TV pilot about it called Tomboy, about a woman working in sports and what they're up against. So, yeah, I'm going to post a lot about this as well. I'm going to post about politics later today too, but also like, to some extent, this is all inherently political. It's what women are up against here. Anyway, I have to do some writing for my soul-crushing real job, and then also some writing for the TV show I want to make. I'm going to talk more about that later too. But for now, again, remember the high road is closed. So I'm not taking a high road. As much as I love the Oscars, I'm not taking the high road here. Let's get stuff made.